everybody. Welcome back to Right Side Pride Podcast. That is Hector, your host. Say hi, Hector.
Hi, Hector. I'm your host.
And I am Angela, the co-host. We've missed you all greatly.
And according to all the fan mail, apparently they've missed us too. So, without further ado, I'd like to hop into this one. It's going to be what has been a pretty controversial topic here locally in San Antonio and around the state, I guess, to a point, but more so here because you have one bloviating person that is still living in the 1950s, 60s, 70s, who can't get up with the times and has come to tears over paint on a road. So with that, let me go ahead and start our video.
I've not seen it.
Good evening, Pride family. We are coming to you from the Pride San Antonio offices, and we just got finished with an amazing meeting. The meeting was about the Saving Our Crosswalks campaign. It was a meeting.
Keep in mind the song that's playing.
What is that? I really hear it.
Yeah, I didn't like the fact that he had that song playing. No, it's What Doesn't Kill Me Makes Me Stronger.
Like
I think Kelly Clarkson.
Fried chicken.
But
it was a meeting with what we're calling our dream team. So we were it's very productive, and we just want everybody to know that we're prepared for the fight that it's going to take to save our crosswalks. We're very excited that the city submitted.
Save them all.
I like the crosswalks. Yeah, I like the crosswalks. I think they keep people in line to get from this side of the street to that side of the street.
They keep them safe. Softwalks. Crosswalks are a good thing.
Absolutely. So I agree with Mr. Poindexter on this.
An exemption, and the exemption request was great. It was amazing. We feel that the exemption actually
we feel.
It's always about feelings.
Keep that in mind. We feel that this is so. Whenever it's struck down, well, you hurt our feelings.
It's always about feelings.
We meet the standards of the exemption. The exemption laid out prongs and some metrics that were needed in order to be able to have to be able to qualify for the exemption. And we met all of the prongs. We met all of the metrics and whatnot involving safety.
So what is this exemption he's discussing? He doesn't want crosswalks?
So here locally, at the corner of Main and one of them streets in the Pride Cultural Heritage District, there are 4 crosswalks at an intersection. They're rainbow colored. So that's what he's wanting to keep, are those rainbow colored crosswalks, which are out of form. Or out of code, I guess you could call it.
Governor Abbott
for the Texas Department of Transportation code for crosswalks, or the guidelines for crosswalks, which I think says they have to be like white.
White is that?
Yeah, I mean, there's no other way to say it. Like they have to be white, and without sounding. Racist towards crosswalks, but
you're racist.
But they have to be white in color. They can be no more than, I think, 24 inches. The stripes can be no more than 24 inches, no less than, I think, 6 inches, something like that.
Yeah.
And was that right? Yeah, for TxDOT. Yeah.
Page 660. Section 3C-03, Design of Crosswalk Markings, Standard. Crosswalk markings shall be white. When used, transverse lines shall not be less than 6 inches or greater than 24 inches in width. just adopted November 13th, the latest edition. Let me go back. Oh yeah, the earlier editions all said the same thing.
Oh, so they don't meet the guidelines because they are rainbow colored and not white
So
lines.
this clown wants special treatment.
Privileges, yes. So the thing that upsets me the most about all of this is he is one of the biggest voices here screaming about equal rights. We want to be equal. They're taking their right. They're taking our rights. They're coming after us. He said as much in a previous video that he equated the state removing the sidewalk or the crosswalk to how people in a third world country or war-torn country feel. Literally using those words, it's going to be like a war-torn country. He is so out of touch with reality. He's so out of touch with the 2025, the year 2025. He's stuck in 1960, 1970, where he feels like, again, feels like we have to fight for our rights. We don't have this. We don't have that. We have to stonewall everything. They've poured their blood, sweat, and tears into all this bullshit, and they can't get over the fact that we have rights. Nobody's coming for our rights. We can get married.
They were taking away gay rights.
We can have kids.
Rights, weren't they? Oh wait.
Big bad. And he says this one too, that Abbott's just a bully that's after his lunch money, because apparently when he was growing up, he was bullied for his lunch money, which you couldn't tell by looking at him. So this guy is so out of touch with reality, and he comes out here bloviating week after week after week after week about this freaking crosswalk.
How does he find time to do any work? Is he employed?
He's a public school teacher.
Who is this ass clown?
James Poindexter. He is the secretary of Pride here in San Antonio. He puts on the Pride Bigger Than Texas parade every year. He's the person who's responsible for that. Has he done a lot of good for the community? I'm sure. I'm sure he has. He's volunteered a lot of time. But he's wrong on this one.
Yeah, he is.
And I think he is just dug in so deep that he's got to double down now. He's got to double down on it now. He can't back out because he's dug in so deep on this topic. The mayor locally has come out and said, and she's a lesbian, she's come out and said, my pride is not tied to paint on a street. And of course they hissed her and booed her off stage. And, that's one of the only times I've agreed with her.
How dare someone else have a differing opinion?
Well, they voted for her.
Shouldn't in San Antonio all the lesbians and gays and whatever other genders they make up, STFU, and fall in line?
This is
the president of Pride.
They had a rally down there a few weeks ago down at the crosswalk, which they didn't even bother to clean. It's an eyesore. They handed out a Save the Crosswalk, the community needs your help paper here.
Save the clock tower.
They went as far as to put an email in here for folks to just put your name in and send out the words that they want you to say. And it says, Dear Mayor Jones, council member, whomever your council member is, my name is fill in the blank. I live in district fill in the blank. I'm writing you to urge you to adopt the resolution recommended by the LGBTQ+, apparently I, A, and two spirits don't matter, advisory board.
Apparently not.
And that's another thing that bugs me. Why is there an LGBTQ advisory board for this city? Makes no sense to me. Is there a Black advisory board, Brown advisory board, Puerto Rican, Cuban,
there
Haitian,
should be a Puerto Rican one. I believe our rights are being violated. I want a Puerto Rican Pride crosswalk.
and commit the city to protect the Rainbow Crosswalk at North Main and East Evergreen, even if TxDOT denies our exemption request. This crosswalk is a vital part of downtown's economy and identity. Local businesses and cultural venues depend on the vibrancy it represents. You appointed the LGBTQ plus advisory board to guide council on issues like this. Please stand by your appointees and uphold their recommendation. I would like to know who's on this board.
It's on the city website.
I would like to. I think we'll have another topic on that.
The key is to guide, not direct. To guide. They are there to guide, advise, assist. And when this person doesn't get its way, it bloviates, saying our rights, his rights are violated, our rights are violated, blah 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 blah. You must do what I say or do what I do. It is okay. Otherwise, you're violating rights. No, fuck you. It's not. The world doesn't work that way.
I get it that some people have. I get it. He has his agenda that he's out for. Again, he's wrong on this one. He's wrong. There was other, another crosswalk in, I think, Lubbock, right? The Buddy Holly one in Lubbock that was taken away. There have been some in Austin that were taken away that were not focused on the rainbow stuff. He swears that it's just an attack against the LGBT community, and that right now they're coming for this. Tomorrow it's going to be putting us all in camps and stealing our lunch money.
Aren't they still going to take away our right to marry? Oh, wait.
Yeah, that was another one. There's so much we could touch on this. I want to hear a little bit more from him because he even spews more nonsense as you get a little deeper into it.
Involving safety and proving that it was an integral part of our community and the center of a Pride Cultural Heritage District. So we haven't heard back yet from TxDOT, from the exemption, but we're going to hope upon hope that the exemption goes forth and it's accepted. Now, the reality of things is we live in Texas, and we suspect that there's a possibility, a probability that the exemption is going to be denied. And in the event that it is denied, we're going to stand up. We're going to stand up to this, and we're going to fight this because we feel that this is completely egregious. It's an assault on the civil rights of all San Antonians.
I knew you would like that part. It is an assault on the civil rights of all San Antonians.
I was assaulted.
Every single person in San Antonio's civil rights have been assaulted because TxDOT is going to remove this rainbow crosswalk.
So
the 2+ million-ish, 1.8 million, whatever there is in San Antonio, every single one of those people, plus the 2 million illegals that are here somewhere, are all having their civil rights violated.
That's horrible.
But here's the thing. Just look at it this way. This person right here is our savior. He's standing up for every person in San Antonio whose civil rights are being violated. Every single one of us. We owe him. We owe this man all our gratitude because he is standing up for the civil rights for every single San Antonian. How out of touch can one person be? This, again, is not 1960, it's not 1970, it's not the 1950s. We have rights. They're not getting trampled on. The fact that you have to have some paint on a road to feel validated says way more about you than it does about me for wanting it ripped up off that road.
Well, and it's funny, not funny. It's sad and pathetic. This guy is such a narcissist. He believes all San Antonians' rights have been violated if this thing gets torn up. Not to mention the millions of dollars the city is going to lose, federal and state dollars, if that's not removed. If that crosswalk doesn't, if the crosswalk, that intersection does not comply with state and federal guidelines and mandates in law, the city of San Antonio loses out on road funds, traffic engineering funds, traffic safety funds, because this narcissistic POS thinks he
POW.
POW, you're right, is
And not
saving
prisoner of war.
is saving the civil rights of all San Antonians. You know, the small minority of San Antonians that associate with whatever it is he associates with. He thinks everybody is affected. How did gay people find that area before that crosswalk was there? We just milled around, just bumping into each other. Oh, are you gay? Oh, wow.
Just grazed and
oh my God.
got lucky and just stumbled upon a bar that was in the Cultural Heritage District, which is all that's there is bars.
No, that's not true. There's a sex shop.
Oh yeah.
It's been years since I've been there. Not just a sex shop.
To the sex shop. Yeah, I want to hear a little bit more. Well, I don't want to, but I'm sure our fans are just.
I understand.
It's just an overreach of state government into city government. And we're going to ask for your support to stand with us, become a guardian of the crosswalk, as we say. Please reach out to friends and family and have them sign the online petition to save the crosswalks at change.org. You can Google change.org, San Antonio crosswalks, San Antonio rainbow crosswalks, and the link will come up, or the link is right here as well. But just know that we're here for the fight, and we don't want it to be a fight, but we are protecting our community and we're protecting the rights of San Antonians. And so in the
we are protecting our community.
This isn't comedy. This isn't a bit, right?
When he says we're protecting our community, of course he means the very few LGBTQIA2S plus folks who agree with him. Yeah. Because I guarantee the only ones that do are those who are in his little inner circle and those who are above like 80, who think we're still living in the Stonewall era where we don't have rights, where everybody's just coming after us. They're going to put us in camps. They're going to do this, Orange Man bad and Abbott bad. He's a bully. On more than one occasion, this piece of work here said that Abbott is a bully and comparable to that bully who, in junior high pinned you against the locker and stole your lunch money. So, yeah. I'm going to listen to a little bit more of this.
In the event that the city that the exemption is not denied is denied, we want our city to stand up for us. We want our city to stand up for this overreach into our livelihoods by the state government. We live in the city of San Antonio, and we have a city government for a reason, and we want our city to stand with us. So please stay tuned. You did hear Kelly Clarkson in the background, Stronger, because we believe that what doesn't kill us does make us stronger. And in the words of Jose Sarria, the late great Jose Sarria, LGBT activist, the founder of the international court system, Jose Sarria basically said that if they divide us, they're going to pick us off one by one. United we stand, but if they divide us, they're going to pick us off one by one. We're not going to let them divide us. We are going to fight this fight because we believe that we're on the right side of history, and we.
So he talks about dividing. This is someone who his husband told me to, and I quote, "It's time for you to shut the fuck up, fall in line, and start supporting this community."
Why did he say that?
End quote. Because I have a difference of opinion. Because
did you voice that opinion?
I've never.
You're American, right?
Yeah. So apparently, if you're part of the, apparently, if you are gay, lesbian, bisexual, any part of the LGBT Scrabble community, you have to agree with them. You have to agree with them on everything. You have to vote the way they vote. You have to think the way they think, or you've got internalized homophobia, or you are a self-hating gay.
Aren't you privileged as well?
Yeah, I must have lived a very privileged life because I didn't get bullied and get my lunch money stolen. I guarantee his fat ass didn't either. So the fact that he sits here and just bloviates like he's the savior and the crypt keeper for every gay individual in this city, in this state, in this country, when all he's doing is making a mockery of the whole process and embarrassing himself because he's a 50 plus some odd year old man who is literally bitching and whining over paint on a road. Like,
no,
grow the hell up.
They represent rights.
Grow the hell up and fight for a real cause. If he had come out and was fighting for, homeless LGBT veterans,
Absolutely.
or come on, let's stand side by side and do that. But you're squalling over paint on a road because it's gonna hurt our feelings if we rip it up.
Well, okay, playing devil's advocate on the other side of that, and I've had this argument thrown at me before. Well, why do you care? It's just paint on a road. Then fucking get rid of it. Sorry, I used to swear.
I care because, okay, this is equality, right? This is exactly what equality looks like.
That's right.
What's to keep us from putting a Trump crosswalk the next road over? What's to put somebody else from putting a Nazi crosswalk a few blocks over? What's to keep somebody else from putting a swastika somewhere? It doesn't stop. If you allow this entity to do that, who's to stop? Like, who draws the line? Where do you draw the line? Right. Is it okay to just for everybody to paint the sidewalks or paint the crosswalks?
Right.
When does it stop?
I'm all for being who you are, absolutely, but not when you want, and then expect special privilege.
They are literally, and when I say they, I mean the pride people here who are fighting for the crosswalk. They are literally experiencing what equality looks like.
Yeah, they don't like
it. And it's never been about equality for them. It's always been about, we want superiority. We want special privileges. We didn't grow up privileged like I did. We didn't grow up privileged. We were oppressed. We are still an oppressed people. Yeah. Give us what we want. We got about 2 minutes left on him bloviating.
And we believe that this is San Antonio's time to shine. This is San Antonio's time to stand up to this angry rhetoric that's taken over our state and taken over our country. We can be the beacon of hope for other cities facing the same thing in Texas. We can also be the beacon of hope across the country. These rainbow crosswalks are across the country. They're not just here. They're not just in Texas. They've been installed across the country as a celebration of community, and they're worth fighting for. So thank you all so much for your support. Again, if you would like to join the fight, you can email us at parade@pridesanantonio.org. You can support the Guardians of the Crosswalk. We have had the Guardians of the Crosswalk Fund since the inception of the Crosswalk. And you can donate to that through Cash App at $ capital S, capital A, capital S, capital A, Pride, Pride. But thank you so much, and stay tuned.
I think you can also donate through Venmo, which if you do happen to donate through Venmo, the name that pops up will say James Poindexter. So just, be alert. It won't say San Antonio Pride, SA Pride, anything like that. It will say James Poindexter. So I don't know if it's going to his account, going to the Pride account. Who knows? Maybe it's going to his account to make up for the lost lunch money that got stolen when he was growing up. I don't know. But let's wrap it up here. About 45 seconds.
Great things are coming, and these true colors don't run, and you'll hear more from that. We hope.
Oh my God! We should go out and count the cliches.
He's right though. He's right. True colors don't run. The red, the white, and the blue do not run.
That's right.
The rainbow stuff.
Hope to update you soon.
Rainbows go away.
Thank you again for everything, for all of the work that's gone into from the days of installing the crosswalk until now. Pride is a protest, and we're going to protest this reach into this usurping of our civil rights, and this reach in.
It's a reach for our civil rights.
They're coming after us. They're coming after gay. Oh wait, they're not. Gay marriage is no. Okay, on to the next one. Our crosswalks. They're taking our crosswalks. I did a quick search on gay population in San Antonio. The estimates are under 4%. Basically, about 20,000 people. Which, hey, 20,000 people. That's great. They identify as gay. So the population of San Antonio is over 1.5 million. So for the sake of less than 4% of the population, we're going to have even crappier roads because of this piece of work.
So, I want to show and I don't know if you can see it here. I can upload it if need be, but can you see? Oh, where's it at? Can you see that?
Oh yeah, that picture. What is that? It looks like doo doo.
It is, and I'll email
professionals here. We can.
Yeah, no,
we can add it during the edit.
Yeah, I'll do that. But when you take a look at this picture, like this is what they're fighting for. This is what they're arguing for. And that picture was taken the night of a gay softball tournament here in San Antonio. We had probably 20 teams. We had 19 teams, I think. That were here playing from, many from all over the state. And that's what they saw. Like they've heard, about the arguments of, we're fighting for the crosswalk. And when they have a huge event, who, mind you, is put on by the Pride organization, this very organization who is fighting for this crosswalk, put on this softball tournament. But they didn't take the time to even make the rainbow presentable.
It's just softball. What do they care?
It's absolutely disgusting. And yeah, I just sometimes there's just no words for their narcissism, and especially this guy. He just thinks that it's his way or no way. Yeah. And
He obviously was a very spoiled individual growing up, and
Well,
no one ever told him no.
There was no privilege there.
Or now that he's in charge of all these kids and he can tell them what to do, he believes that he can do the same thing with the real world.
Right.
And he can go eat shit for that.
Speaking of, I'm sorry, I gotta get him off the screen. He's making me nauseous. But yes, I think that the fact that, you know, he uses those terms, and I think it creates more
drama,
hostility, drama, hostility, by saying they're after our civil rights, they're coming for this, they're coming for that,
Yeah.
What goes through your freaking mind?
It's the victim mentality. You have to maintain your victimhood in order to stay a victim. So, and I can't remember. I think it was the Pew. I can't remember who did the study, but a study was done on these LGBT groups who were fighting for our rights, and they made all this money, and they were very helpful. We got equal rights. Once we got equal rights, the funds started to dry up. So they had to look for other ways to stay in business. And the only way they could do it is find more victims. So they surrounded themselves or brought into the fold. They opened up the gates and brought in the rest of the alphabet. Instead of LGB, they brought in they made up all those other alphabet letters and brought them in. So now they have the newest victims. Well, now they've got all these victims, and they are so dead set on keeping the funds rolling in. They have to keep everybody in the fold a victim.
Yeah.
And then when people like you or I don't agree with the victimhood, we're the bad people.
Yeah. We're the self-hating gays.
Hi. My wife just got
home. Yeah, we're just over the 30 minutes. But I can't get over their narcissism, the fact that it's always about them, like you said, 20,000 ish roughly people in the community that are, when I say the community, the San Antonio community that are.
And then how many of those people actually use that come down to that area other than the ones to drink?
Right.
And then actually use those crosswalks.
Yeah.
It's such a crappy part of town anyway. I know tourists don't come down there.
No, it's not a vibrant part of our San Antonio community. It doesn't, people aren't going down. It's not near the Alamo. They're not going, oh, let's go take a picture at the Pride Cultural Heritage District before we go to the Alamo. No. Like, nobody's doing that. Nobody cares. Like, a vast majority of the country.
It's embarrassing that our culture in San Antonio comes down to a block of bars.
Yeah.
And sex shops.
And I just think the fact that it comes down to, that 20,000-ish people. I'm sure there's probably more than that, but the fact that he thinks he speaks for every one of them, and if you disagree with him, then you're just an outcast. You're on the wrong side of history. But to equate the ripping up of a crosswalk to a war-torn country, to civil rights being trampled, just shows again how out of touch this piece of work is. And I'm not saying anything here that I haven't already said to him, literally up to and including the piece of work. And I think the San Antonio Pride organization really needs to look deep within itself and ask themselves, do we have the right board in place to truly represent the whole community? Because they don't.
They don't. I know.
The average age is like 95, and they are still living in that Stonewall era. And thank everybody who was in that era for what they did, because they paved the road for us to be here, but they didn't put a rainbow on that paved road
for equality.
But yeah, I wanted to throw that out there, and pretty controversial again, specifically here locally. I thought it was good, a good video. Of course, he posted them at like 2 or 3 in the morning. I don't know why, but I'm sure there will be more
during the day. Like, how much of this gets done during the day, like during working hours?
You mean while his students aren't learning? But we'll keep you all updated on the progress of this. Hopefully, we can get it resolved this week, next week. Maybe before December. That'd be a great Christmas present, ripping that damn thing up. But yeah, it was.
When they do, we'll go down there. We'll sit and watch.
I'm absolutely up for that. I don't care what time it is. I'll wake up early. I'll stay up late.
Past 7 p.m.
Middle of the night. There's a Luby's right down there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Go get a Luann plate and then go take it to go and go watch the crosswalk get ripped up. Good to be back. We're gonna start posting more again. It was just kind of everybody was kind of everywhere, so we're gonna get back into it. Probably a little harder than before. I would like to anyway. And kind of hit on more controversial stuff, step on more toes, piss off more people, ruffle more feathers, and my motto: it always makes my day to ruin someone else's.
And my motto: be good humans.
See y'all in the next one.